Welcome to Bio 112. I am Professor Amy Scott, and I will be your instructor for this semester. Bio 112 basically builds on what you learned in Bio 111. We will be looking at everything from the most simple organism all the way to the most complex, and then we'll spend a little bit of time talking about ecology. So how do they interact together? What is our role in that as well? And so it should be a really fun semester. So most things I'll try to explain in person, but I just wanted to introduce myself and kind of hit some key points as you guys are coming into this semester. So throughout the semester, you'll have assignments that you'll be turning into me either in person or online. And so I just wanted to let you know about the format for your submission of that work. So when we do graphs, you will definitely have to do it on graph paper only. That's really important so that you can get it accurate and make sure that I understand what you are presenting. Your drawings or images should always be of good quality. No copying somebody else's work, no just grabbing it off the computer from some online search. That's pretty obvious. That's about academic integrity. But the important thing for me is when you're turning in assignments that are to be written, I will have you type them. I have reasoning for that. I've had people submit things that I absolutely couldn't read, and so then I can't give you credit for things I can't read, unfortunately. So also know that I have a PC, so if you are a Mac person, you're going to have to save your work as a PDF file so that I can actually open it. So let me repeat that. If you are a Mac person, any document that you're saving needs to be saved as a PDF before you submit it. That way I can open it. Okay, so that's my rules for submission of work. Let's talk about being late. I am a very prompt person, so this can sometimes be one of my pet peeves. For coming to class and to lab, I do expect you to be on time. As far as assignments go, your modules open on a Friday and you have an entire week to do the rest of the assignments. So you have plenty of time. So there really is pretty much no excuse for things being late. However, I do have a slight grace period. If you are going to submit an assignment late, which is always better than having a 0, I will take off 10% for every day that it is past due, up until 5 days after the due date. Past 5 days after the due date, I don't accept it. So, like I said, start early on your assignments, and this is a policy that is for assignments only. For exams, I don't accept those late. So you need to have that calendar in front of you. Make sure that your exam dates are on your calendar. Now, if you know ahead of time, say next month you have exam 2 and you have surgery scheduled, come talk to me. I can create a second exam for you to take ahead of time. But do not email me or call me or text me the day of the exam and say, oh, I can't do it today, because that will wind up in a 0. So that is my late assignment policy. So everybody wants to know how your grade is going to be determined. That's fair. So this is how it is determined. We break it down into lecture and lab. So lecture is worth 75% of your grade, and lab is worth 25% of your grade. So when we break down the lecture portion, note that lecture exams are worth 50% of your entire grade. That is a huge chunk. So that means that's where you need to spend most of your time studying for. Just a quick note, my lecture exams come from my lectures only. I do not pull questions from the text that I haven't covered in a lecture in person. So make a note of that. And then your chapter quizzes, which you'll have every week, are worth 10%. Those are the ones found in McGraw-Hill Connect. And then sometimes you'll have a lecture assignment. Sometimes I call them additional assignments. And you don't have those all the time, but those are worth 15%. So then your lab portion, which is 25% of your overall grade, that's broken down into weekly lab quizzes and assignments. Those are worth 10%. Typically, you'll come to lab. You'll learn everything you need to do there. Occasionally, you'll be turning things in. Most of the time, you'll have an online lab quiz that's due at the end of the week. And then we have a couple of lab exams as well. Those are worth 15% of your grade. Those are lab practicals. So I'll explain more in person about how those work. But that is your overall grading schema so that you know how to assess your grade along the way. You can always revisit this if you need to say, well, what if I made 100 on this exam? How would that affect things? You can always come back to this and figure that out.